Hey everyone, and welcome to So Teach Me Life Coaching Services, where it's my mission to teach you how to live a better life. Today I'm going to talk to you about why it's important for you to have a purpose and a mission for your life, especially if you're a guy. This video today is part of a larger series that I'm working on dedicated to helping young men get their lives in order. Now, today we're talking about a purpose. What is a purpose? Purpose is something that will get you out of bed in the morning, something that you enjoy, something that you're working towards. Now, your purpose could be a dream. It could be some mission that you have. You may say, I want to change the world in some way, or I want to start my own business, or I want to be an athlete, or I want to make music, I want to make art. Whatever it is, something that has meaning to you. If you're a young guy, you need to start doing it because you're only going to be young once. When you're young, you have more time than you're ever going to have at any point in your life. You might not have a ton of money, but you'll have time. As you get older, you're going to have more responsibilities. You're going to have people that are dependent on you, and it's going to be a lot harder to take risk. When you're young, you're able to take risk because you don't have all those responsibilities yet, more than likely. Now, having a purpose and a mission is going to translate into other parts of your life as well. You see, if you're working towards some goal you have, some big mission or something that's meaningful to you, it's going to help you in other ways. Let me explain. If you're a young guy, and if you're like me and like most guys, when you're young, you spend a lot of time chasing women or thinking about women or trying to get women to have sex with you. That is going to take a lot of your time. It's going to take a lot of your energy, and you really should be focusing on something that is going to have lasting effects later in your life. Now, women are always going to be there. Now, you may end up getting into relationships with women when you're young, and they might not work out. And I'm not saying that you're not going to learn things from those relationships, but your priority needs to be on developing yourself when you're young. Okay, that needs to be your priority. And let me explain how having this purpose or mission when you're young is going to translate into other areas of your life. Now, even just talking about relationships. Now, a lot of guys, when they're young, they place a high priority on these relationships with their women because they haven't figured out a purpose for their lives yet. They haven't found a mission or something that they can really dedicate themselves to. So they expend a lot of time and energy on these women that they're dating and these relationships. And sometimes these relationships are not even good for them. Sometimes they're really bad. Sometimes they're with toxic women, women that are only out for themselves. Now, in those cases, a guy that was on his mission or he had a purpose that he was working towards, he wouldn't tolerate that. He wouldn't continue in a relationship with someone like that because it's bad for them. And they shouldn't. You really shouldn't be with somebody if they're detrimental to you. But from what I've seen is a lot of guys, they'll stay in relationships with women that are really bad, where a woman will be disrespectful to them and be completely unappreciative for the things that the guy is doing for her. And in those situations, if you had a mission and you had a purpose that you were working on, you would not tolerate that. You would end that relationship. Now, when you have that purpose and that mission, you may end up wanting to be in relationships, or you may want to have a steady partner. And if you find someone that is there for you, someone that's supportive of you and wants you to reach your goals, that might be somebody that is really good for you. Somebody that is going to help push you a little harder and help you achieve the things that you want with your life. That's the type of person that you want. And when you're working on your goals and your mission, you're more likely to bring that person into your life and not have that really toxic person that I was talking about before. The next thing, when we have a mission, life has more meaning, and you're not going to look to see, you're not going to be looking outside in the world for your happiness in material items as much. You're not going to be looking to a relationship for all that meaning, something that makes your life basically worth living. A lot of times, again, going back to the relationship thing, if you don't have anything else going on, you're going to place a high priority on a relationship instead of something that can have a lot more meaning. If you're working on a goal that you really want to achieve, if you have a business that you're trying to build up or you're trying to work on, or a book that you're writing, and it means something to you, you know that there's going to be a greater payoff down the road. And that's going to help you in the next area. The next area is coping with stressors throughout your life. You have a purpose, you have a mission that you're working on. The little stresses that come throughout life, they're going to mean less to you. Example, you're in a relationship with somebody and you break up. If you have nothing else going on in your life, then this is going to be really detrimental. You're going to break down. A lot of guys really fall apart when a relationship ends. And you'll hear guys killing themselves over a woman because their whole lives revolved around this relationship with the woman. Now, it doesn't have to be that way. Again, there could be other stressors that you're going to face in your life. You might lose a job, okay? Or you might lose a close friend. Life is challenging. It is hard. There are some really sad things that are going to happen in your life. But when you have something that's meaningful to you, something that you're working towards, you are going to be able to cope with those stresses a little bit easier because you're going to be able to get yourself back into the mindset of, okay, well, every day I spend a little bit of time on this business that I'm working on, or every day I spend some time working on this book I'm working on, or maybe you're into bodybuilding or you're into martial arts. Okay, I can focus my mind on martial arts or something like that. Now, as a guys, we tend to need to have a mission and a purpose a lot more than women. Now, there's exceptions to this, but generally speaking, men were more mission oriented. So it's super important to make sure that we have a variety of things that are going on in our lives, but we also have one big mission that we have set out for ourselves that we want to achieve in our lives. Because again, it's going to help us cope with these different stresses in life because we'll have something to fall back on. Now, the next thing is when we have a mission and a purpose, it's going to push us to do things out of our comfort zones. You see, if you say to yourself, I'm going to start a business, or I'm going to earn a black belt, or I'm going to get this book published, or I'm going to have my art sold in a gallery one day. If you have big goals for yourself, whatever they are, this is all subjective to what's important to you. But if you have this purpose and this mission that you've been working on for 5 years, and now it's starting to come up to the time where, okay, now I have to present this stuff to the world, it's going to be pretty hard to back down and say, well, I'm scared to talk to people, or I'm scared to put myself out there, or I'm scared of what people are going to say about this. You've been spending all this time working on this mission of yours that now it would make absolutely no sense to back down and not follow through on what you said you wanted to do. So it's going to push you out of your comfort zone, even though you don't even realize that you put yourself in this predicament now that you're going to be forced to grow. And that's important. That's part of life. A tree doesn't stop growing when it thinks it's tall enough, does it? No, it just keeps growing taller and taller. And that's what we're meant to do as well. Having that purpose and that mission pushes us to really reach that full potential and go out of our comfort zone a lot more than if we didn't have a mission. Like, why try? Why try to do things that we're not used to doing when we're not working towards a bigger thing? And now, lastly, I'm all about helping other people, and I want to see everyone reach their full potential. And the thing that happens when we start to follow our mission, our purpose, or our dreams, we start to inspire other people to do the same thing. And when we're just regular old Joe here, or Jim, whatever, and you're doing the things that everybody else is doing, then you're not really inspiring other people to do great things in their life. But if they see you have been working on something for several years and slowly been progressing, and you've been having some failures along the way, but eventually you progress to where people can look at you and say, wow, look what that person did, and they knew you when you were just the average Joe, but now you're moving on and doing bigger and better things. It helps inspire other people to do great things in their lives. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a like and a subscribe. If there's a topic that you'd like me to cover in a future coaching video, please leave it in the comments section, and share this video with people you know if you think they'll find it useful. Now, if you're looking for private coaching sessions, I do offer them. You can check them. You can check my availability at soteachme.com. You can schedule your consultation and coaching session right there on the website. Again, thanks again for stopping by and checking out this video. I hope you found it useful. Thank you.